It's Monday, October 13th. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness invites opposition leader Mark Golding to Vale Royal talks. New commercial complex to bring jobs to Drax Hall, St. Anne. In business news, the latest data from Statin shows unemployment down and underemployment levels are up. Regionally, Guyana urges global action to curb arms race. And in sports, Chase calls for resilience ahead of a second India test. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has invited opposition leader Mark Golding to hold discussions on Jamaica's constitutional reform through the Vale Royal Talks framework. The invitation, conveyed in a letter on Friday, follows Mr. Golding's request last week for the Prime Minister to reconsider a proposal for him to meet with Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Delroy Chuck on the issue. In his letter, Dr. Holness clarified that the proposed meeting with Minister Chuck was never intended to replace direct talks between the two political leaders. He explained that given Mr. Golding's assumption of shadow portfolio responsibilities for constitutional affairs, it was considered both courteous and practical for Minister Chuck to first brief him and his team on the restructured ministry and its portfolio. The Prime Minister adds that Minister Chuck had subsequently written directly to Mr. Golding, reiterating the offer to arrange a preliminary meeting ahead of broader discussions. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has announced plans to transform the main roadway through Drax Hall and surrounding coastal towns in St. Anne into a modern, multifunctional boulevard to meet the needs of the rapidly growing urban area. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the new 68,000 square foot Boot 2 commercial complex in Drax Hall on Friday, Dr. Holness said the current roadway can no longer accommodate the area's fast-paced development.
Almost what I would call a new urban space that could very well emerge into a new town, a new urban center maybe, a new commercial zone. But clearly, the roadway in its present form cannot serve the new and emerging needs of this urbanized and commercial district that is emerging.
The redesigned corridor will feature a more structured layout with proper traffic signals, pedestrian crossings, and possibly overhead bridges or grade separations to improve traffic flow and pedestrian safety. Dr. Holness also revealed plans to extend North-South Highway to provide an alternative route between Kingston and Montego Bay.
Another thing which we have to consider when we are doing these kinds of urban development is noise pollution. And I'm saying this not because I'm being interrupted by several heavy vehicles passing. And indeed, I noticed that the architect lost his train of thought when one of those noisy vehicles passed. But I'm saying this because when we are doing our urban planning, we don't always take into consideration some of these issues, which ultimately reduce the benefit and welfare of the people who will occupy these spaces.
The project, being undertaken in partnership with China Harbour Engineering Company, will be executed in 2 phases.
So the people of this area and those who traverse from Kingston to Montego Bay will have another option of an extended toll road, which will extend the existing north-south highway, which will go, I believe, very close to the parish border to Trelawney.
And Dr. Holness says the Boot 2 development in Drax Hall will bring real benefits to the people of St. Anne and beyond. Dr. Holness made the comment while addressing the development's groundbreaking ceremony.
So effectively, the new center of economic activity, which will be better planned, more efficient, more conscious of the environment, delivering a better quality and standard of living. This area will become the commercial magnet, and we hope that that will then give an opportunity for the redevelopment and rebirth of Ocho Rios and St. Anne's Bay, where we could take advantage of the old charm, of the smaller streets, of the more intimate setting, to utilize them for greater tourism and lifestyle products.
The first Boot site in Drax Hall already serves as a community hub with a call center, pharmacy, supermarket, and restaurants. These are the everyday services that make life easier for working Jamaicans. The Meteorological Service has extended the flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of St. Thomas, Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James, effective until 8 a.m. on Tuesday, October 14, 2025. The trough, currently across the Western Caribbean, is expected to remain across the region through to Tuesday, resulting in unstable weather conditions across Jamaica. Projections are for periods of showers and thunderstorms, which may be heavy at times, along with strong gusty winds to affect sections of most parishes, especially southern and northwestern parishes, through Monday evening. Fishers and other marine interests should exercise extreme caution, as sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers and thunderstorms, especially over southern waters. A flash flood watch means that flash flooding is possible, and residents are advised to take precautionary measures. Keep informed by listening to further releases from the Meteorological Service, and be ready for action if flooding is observed or if a warning is issued. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor this system. The St. Catherine Municipal Corporation Chairman, Norman Scott, is calling for urgent intervention from the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development and the Ministry of Health and Wellness to address issues of drain maintenance and mosquito control in the parish amid increased rainfall and the ongoing hurricane season. Mr. Scott said funds should be allocated to the municipality to facilitate drain cleaning, while extensive fogging operations should be carried out to reduce mosquito breeding. He's quoted saying, "The recent increase in rainfall and our current position in the hurricane season have heightened the severity of the situation, with unkept drains creating an ideal breeding ground for mosquitoes, which in turn could lead to outbreaks of mosquito-borne diseases." End quote. He is urging the Ministry of Local Government to prioritize drain cleaning and maintenance, and called on the Ministry of Health to conduct parish-wide fogging operations to prevent potential health risks. JMMB Group's Chief Executive Officer, Keith Duncan, OJ, has been appointed to serve in the Senate of Jamaica under the current Jamaica Labour Party administration. This appointment is in recognition of Mr. Duncan's long-standing contributions to Jamaica's economic and social development over the past 2 decades. His service has transcended political lines. We caught up with Mr. Duncan on the steps of Gordon House.
Jamaica is at a point now where we're almost hitting 60% debt to GDP ratio. The dividends from all the sacrifice and the efforts we have made around fiscal consolidation and achieving macroeconomic stability, we now need to invest in our human capital, invest in our infrastructure development, roads and water for our people, our schools, our health. And we need to make sure that we're creating a more productive society with people at the core. And I believe this is what this administration is standing for, and I am here to make my contribution to this effort to move Jamaica forward, to realize its true potential and greatness.
Mr. Duncan's leadership has been instrumental in several key national initiatives, including the Jamaica Debt Exchange under the JLP administration, the National Debt Exchange, and co-chair of the Economic Program Oversight Committee under the People's National Party administration, chairman of EPOC under the current JLP government, leadership of the Fiscal Advisory Committee, and support for the Independent Fiscal Commission, contributions to Project STAR, NICTAC, the National Broadband Initiative, and the divestment of Caymanas Track Limited, as well as president of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, where he championed inclusive growth and private sector collaboration. The 2025 Kingston City Run, scheduled for Sunday, November 2, aims to raise $5 million to support 4 organizations that assist the homeless, at-risk youth, and marginalized communities across the capital. The beneficiaries are the Alpha Institute, Marie Atkins Night Shelter, Open Arms Development Center, and Missionaries of the Poor. Now in its 9th staging, the 5K and 10K walk-run will take place under the theme Pirates Run the City. The event was recently launched at the Courtly Hotel and Suites in Kingston. It is organized annually by the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. The 2025 race will begin at 5:30 a.m. at Emancipation Park, with a route that passes landmarks such as Devon House, King's House, and the Bob Marley and Peter Tosh museums. Participants may register online via www.gustazos.com or www.kingstoncityrunja.com. And donations can be made through the event's social media platforms. Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding our journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin data shows a labor underutilization rate of 6.7%, indicating that thousands of Jamaicans remain underemployed or are seeking more work hours. Youth unemployment stands at 10.2%, and roughly 1 in 4 young people is classified as not employed, educated, or in training, a persistent concern for policymakers. At the same time, Jamaica's overall business and consumer confidence indices continue to paint an upbeat picture. The Consumer Confidence Index reached a record 186.3 points in the second quarter, while business confidence held steadily, reflecting cautious optimism across most industries. Yet, Despite that optimism, employers consistently cite skills shortages and hiring challenges as the most significant barrier to expansion. This paradox will take center stage at the October 28 third quarter release of the GK Capital Management Jamaica Chamber of Commerce Business and Consumer Confidence Indices. For the trading period ending October 10, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited Jamaica Dollar shares with 1,504,049 units traded, representing 16.29% of market sales volume. Logistics conglomerate Kingston Wharves Limited with 707,805 units traded, representing 7.66% of market sales volume. Advertising and real estate firm Kintyre Holdings Jamaica Limited with 671,125 units traded, representing 7.27% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On October 10, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $52.56 million purchased and US $47.11 million sold by forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.64 per dollar, selling the US at $161.71 and buying the US at $160.07. The Canadian dollar netted forex traders 99 cents per transaction, with selling at $115.47 and buying at $114.48. The British pound yielded forex traders $5.54 in profits, with selling at $216.27 and buying at $210.73. For our credit report tip of the day, rebuilding credit and getting out from under debt isn't just a financial task. It's a fight for your freedom. It's the daily decision to face what feels overwhelming. The late payments, the high interest, the calls, the fatigue. It's staring at your statements, making a plan, and choosing action over avoidance. For many professionals rebuilding from setbacks, this process can feel slow and punishing. But every on-time payment, every reduced balance, every call you make to negotiate your terms is a win. The climb back to financial confidence starts the moment you stop freezing and start moving, one deliberate action at a time. When you are a professional woman over the age of 45, building your financial life and moving from recovery to resilience and beyond, take one bold action today. List 3 marketable skills you own, set a 90-day income goal, and message one person in your network who can open a door. For professional women over 45, recovery becomes resilience when small, consistent actions turn your experience into measurable value. And when value shows up, money follows. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step toward your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, Guyana is again urging the international community to strengthen global cooperation to curb accelerating arms race and ensure emerging technologies are used for peace, not war. Speaking at the United Nations, Minister Councillor Nishant Ben warned that rapid advancement in artificial intelligence and modern weaponry pose serious threats to global stability if left unchecked.
Guyana has renewed its call for greater global cooperation to curb the accelerating arms race and ensure that emerging technologies are used for peace rather than warfare. The appeal was made by Minister Councillor Nishant Ben of Guyana's permanent mission to the United Nations during the general debate of the First Committee on Thursday. Delivering her statement, Ben warned that the rapid advancement of technology, including artificial intelligence and hypersonic missiles, poses serious threats to global peace and stability if not properly regulated.
The dual nature of new and emerging technologies presents both profound opportunities and considerable risks for disarmament and non-proliferation efforts.
She explained that while innovations such as AI can aid in peace building, disaster prediction, and cybersecurity, they are increasingly being used to enhance warfare. Ben also highlighted the growing regional impact of the illegal arms trade, noting that the Caribbean continues to face grave threats from the proliferation of small arms and light weapons.
For the Caribbean region, the proliferation of illegal arms and ammunition, especially small arms and light weapons, and their ammunition, represents a grave threat to the peace, safety, security, and stability of our countries by fueling organized crime, gang crimes, and gender-based violence.
Turning to solution, Ben emphasized that disarmament must be underpinned by strong international law and binding treaty-based commitments. She urged that all nations must uphold existing agreements, such as a nuclear non-proliferation treaty, and to bring the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty into force.
Only through a robust legal framework and firm and collective commitment to implementing them can we hope to curb the accelerating arms race and advance the cause of disarmament.
Ben also underscored the importance of involving civil society and women in decision-making on global security matters. She further pointed out that stark contrast between military spending and humanitarian needs, noting that last year's global military expenditure was $2.7 trillion, compared to a $47 billion humanitarian appeal that could assist nearly 190 million people worldwide.
A fraction of current arms spending could significantly improve lives. Guyana calls upon the international community to summon the necessary political will to make this transformation.
Ben concluded by reaffirming Guyana's commitment to disarmament, non-proliferation, and global peace, urging all member states to act with political will and shared responsibility. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP 93 News.
As mental health continues to be a growing concern across Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Health Dr. Lakram Badoo assures that the government is ramping up efforts to address the issue. Speaking at a mental health conference at the Radisson Hotel on Saturday, Dr. Badoo said the government is working to build a system that is responsive, inclusive, resilient, and stigma-free.
The findings of the STEPS 2024 country report are very sobering. It tells us that 13.6% of our population live with depression, with the highest rates amongst young adults aged 18 to 29.
Speaking at an inaugural mental health conference on Saturday, Minister of Health Dr. Lakram Badoo highlighted several upcoming initiatives aimed at supporting those in need.
Looking ahead, the expansion of community mental health services to include a 24/7 crisis response teams. Isn't it strange how at midnight you need that service, or at 1 in the morning, or at 4 in the morning? So of course 24/7 response is very, very important. And this is to be rolled out in every regional health authority, and of course to bring the services closer to the people and ensure they are accessible, responsive, and stigma-free.
Dr. Badoo said the government is also taking decisive steps to reform policies and strengthen support structures.
We are also strengthening governance structures by re-establishing the National Mental Health Committee, ensuring regional committees are fully functional, and advancing legislative reform. Importantly, we will pursue alignment of the Mental Health Act with the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and move towards the decriminalization of attempted suicide, an overdue shift towards compassion, justice, and justice.
He said new psychiatric wards are also being established.
So on the service delivery side, we've been doing psychiatric wards are being operationalized at the Remand Point Fortin hospitals and the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital with a planned ward in the new Sandy Grande Hospital to follow. We are also integrating mental health and psychosocial support into our national disaster response. And you mentioned the CDMA and the Caribbean effort, so that's important. And developing a national strategic plan for dementia and implementing a mental health information system along with a hospital-based suicide surveillance system.
Dr. Bodo highlighted several other future initiatives, but noted that there are services that are already available, like findcareTT.com, Teen Care TT, and You Matter Chatline, a free anonymous WhatsApp platform for individuals aged 15 to 29. Daniel John, TTT News.
In sports, we tee off with golf. More than 90 golfers from 8 Caribbean nations are vying for top honors at the Caribbean Golf Association 4-Ball Championship, now underway at the Cinnamon Hill Golf Course in Montego Bay, St. James. Defending champions, Jamaica, winners of the country trophy since the tournament's inception 6 years ago, are facing strong challenges from regional rivals as they seek to extend their dominance. Jamaica topped the senior men's section and shared the ladies' 25 and over lead with Trinidad and Tobago. We switch now to cricket. West Indies Test captain Roston Chase is calling on his players to dig deep and stay present as the regional side aims to level the 2-match series against India starting Friday in Delhi. Following a crushing defeat in the first test, Chase is confident that belief, focus, and red ball resilience are the key ingredients to sparking a turnaround. Nasira Mohammed reports.
Speaking to reporters ahead of the crucial second test, Chase revealed a recent interaction with 3 West Indies legends, Sir Vivian Richards, Brian Lara, and Sir Richie Richardson, at a team event. The advice from the icons was unified and clear.
They just told me to keep believing that obviously we're down right now, but it has to change at some point. And the change can start from now, but it starts with the belief and the mindset of each and every player, and just to keep motivating the guys that we can still play some positive cricket and change around our downfalls at the moment.
Despite the first test defeat, Chase rejected the notion that confidence was lacking in the camp.
I don't think the guys are lacking confidence, but it's just to get that one score, to get that start, to then kick on from there. I just think once you obviously get that good innings or that 100 or that big 50, that then gives you the confidence to know that I can actually do it.
He added that the key for his batters was to soak up pressure and then find a way to counter-attack.
We didn't start well as a batting unit and the pressure is on, and it's for us to soak up that pressure as batters and still find a way to score and put back the pressure onto the Indian bowlers. So I just think that is the biggest challenge for us.
As for the team selection and pitch conditions in Delhi, the skipper admitted things were still being assessed.
We haven't really sit down and discussed the team dynamics yet, the final 11. Yesterday, the guy was still wetting the wicket, so I couldn't really have an idea of what the actual pitch will look like. But obviously today, I would take a look. But to me, it looks good. It doesn't look too dry or anything. But as I said, I couldn't really get a 100% idea of how the wicket is.
With 4 innings to play for and only 1 result needed to square the series, Roston Chase is hoping belief, discipline and hunger will deliver a statement in Delhi.
And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.